Good morning. Jim Adkins here from Jim Adkins Life, also known as 26 Move Self-Defense Systems. It's early. I realize that. I do have one thing to start adding to my videos. If you like these videos and you want to see more like them, or you want to see more videos from me, do me a favor, share my YouTube channel. Make sure that you subscribe. And if you like the videos, give me a like. Hit the button that says like. It helps a lot. And if you don't, let me know that you want to see something different. I'm okay with that too. All right, so today, day 3 of our rituals workshop, our 6-day workshop. And like a lot of times when I go live, I start out with thinking this is how it's going to be. And as I sit and I prepare for you, sometimes more than others, a lot of cool information starts running through my head. So while today I chose the weed your garden and the physical movements that invigorate you as an idea, I've got one or two other things I want to throw on there, so bear with me. But let's review first. Since this is day 3, let's go back to day 1 and remind ourselves what exactly is a ritual. Okay, and we talked about rituals are movements that separate themselves or set themselves apart from other general movements, and they actually have a momentum that changes your state. Okay, we talked about the power of prayer. We talked about the power of incantations and anchors. And today we're going to touch back on anchors a little bit. We also discussed on day 2 the difference between a ritual and a habit, or a ritual and a routine. Okay, and today I want to draw a parallel line on why they can be as important as each other and actually become one and the same if you do it for the right reasons. If you watched the 6-day workshop on goal setting, if you haven't, it's still available. I'm sure if you're a subscriber, it's still available. You're going to hear me say in day 2 that the most powerful thing you can do for your goal is to have a reason, have a why. If your why is strong enough, the how will always happen. Well, that's the same thing with your rituals. Okay, we looked at Arnold Schwarzenegger's rituals, and like I said, he doesn't really publish outwardly and in a boastful big way all of the things that he does for rituals, but there were a couple of things that he did right. Get up early, he likes to read, and he likes to work out. As we went across the board and looked at other people's rituals, you found the same thing in common. People are telling you, all successful people this is day 3, I might as well pull the cat out of the bag and spoil the ending, right? All successful people have that same ritual. Everyone that I've researched I can't say everyone. The ones that I have researched, the ones that I have interviewed, the ones that I have dug into in more ways than one, all have the same ritual of hitting the ground running, getting up with purpose, waking up in the morning early or on time is a good one. I'm sure there are people out there that like to sleep in. I'm sure there are successful people that have different rituals, but the ones that I chose to model my patterns after, is that the reticular activating system? All have that morning, let's get up early and move. Is that something I want you to implement? Well, yeah, I want you to try it on. I really do. Now, I get people sometimes that tell me, clients, students, and even loved ones who tell me, I'm a night person. Well, you are what you want to be. You are what you believe. No, I really feel better sleeping in the morning, and I really feel better staying up late. I can't go to sleep at night. Those are all truths because you believe them to be true and you want them to be true. Trust me, you can change it. You really can. I've lived both ends of the candle. I know exactly how to do it, and it's not hard. You just have to choose to do it. How do you do it? Well, you don't stay up late one night and decide you're going to get up the next morning early. It's not going to work, right? If you want to be a morning person, you have to start the night before. You have to start the day before and decide that your habits and your rituals, everything that you do throughout the day, leads you to the point that you know tomorrow morning you're going to get up early. And when you get up early, you're going to get up with purpose and you're going to hit the ground running. Does that make sense? Good. That ties into what I wanted to talk to you today about weeding your garden. Remember, or if you're going to go back and watch, or if you're just for the first time, let me explain that to you. Your mind is like a garden. And you probably heard this analogy before, that weeds in your garden will grow automatically. Okay, you've heard the expression, put good in, get good out. That's a truth. That's a truth. What do you mean by put good in? Well, what you watch, what you read, what you say, what you think, the people you surround yourself with, all of the information that you take in on a daily basis, physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, is food, food for thought, food for experience. And as you take it in, it nourishes your garden, or it nourishes the weeds. Weeds grow automatically. There's so much bombardment with people who are negative, want to be negative, want to create the separation. There's plenty of it out there, trust me. And whether they do it consciously to be hurtful or unconsciously because it's what they know, it's irrelevant. It's still there. And if you let that into your life and you keep it there, those weeds will kill your garden, just like a regular garden, right? That's the analogy. So today, as you build your rituals, I want you to take time to remember to weed your garden. Now, that can actually go into your goals, or it can go into your rituals. Let's say once a month, on the beginning of every month. Actually, let me change that. I like to use the beginning of the month for new beginnings. So let's say at the end of the month, okay? At the end of every month, you sit down and you decide what in your life that month, if anything, is not nourishing you or inspiring you. Take your phone out. Look at your last 5 text messages. I heard this exercise and it's a good one. Look at the last 5 text messages. If those text messages are not nourishing you or inspiring you, the people that sent them, and you can go back in the history of those texts with that same person and it's not inspiring or nourishing, it's time maybe to let that person go. You don't need to associate. Not everybody deserves your time. And I know it sounds harsh, right? But it's a truth. Not everybody deserves your attention. Not everybody deserves your essence, everything that you have. It's a hard one to learn. And trust me, this is one of the hardest things for me to learn because on a daily basis, I want to help everybody. I try. Not everybody wants to be helped. Not everybody can be helped. And when you reach out to do that, I've heard it argued on both sides. If you try, you've still done good. However, those people can drag you down too. If you try to save a drowning person who doesn't want to be saved, they're going to drown you too. How do you decide between the two? When you figure it out, you give me a call and help me out, all right? Because I reach to help almost everybody. I'm getting better at recognizing through rituals and through trusting and loving myself and my family. We've talked about that. It's easier to put your family first and protect them before you. I'm getting better at it to where when there's a harmful, hurtful, poisonous type of person that enters our life looking for whatever, and I think I can help, even if they're not looking for help, I usually try to reach out. I'm getting much better at not doing that. How about you? Can you weed your garden? There you go. End of the month, end of every month. This is something I want you to write down and try on. At the end of every month, weed your garden. What programs are you watching? What book are you reading? What people are you following? Who is in your life? What are you allowing? What distractions have you created this month or allowed into your life that are not nourishing you and they're not inspiring you? And try removing them. It doesn't have to be a hateful, hurtful thing. Okay, so that's today. Weed your garden. Now, as far as rituals go, did you get up and make your bed? Did you remember your dreams and write them down? I know as we make changes in our life and we try on new habits or rituals, we forget, other things kind of slip and slide. This is going to take practice, just like anything else. These 6 days are here for your information, and then you get to apply it. How you apply it, we're going to talk about that at the end of this video, okay? The rituals I've thrown out so far that you see in common: 1, get up early, get up on time, win the day, win the morning, win the day, right? Win the first hour, win the day. Win, W-I-N. That's a common one. Don't hit the snooze and roll back over and react to the morning. I don't even use my alarm anymore. I'm up, and moving before my alarm's up. One of the rituals I added that I didn't do previous to this workshop was the phone is no longer in my bedroom. Usually the phone sits right next to me on the nightstand so it can charge, and I used it as my alarm. Those were my excuses. The research done on the lights on your phone and the noises, the beeps and stuff, disallow you to have a restful sleep, the research. And I believe it to be true. Your brain function doesn't shut down when it knows that phone is around, even if it's not yours. They've shown that your brain just actively moves and seeks that information or attention or whatever it is. So I've moved the phone to the bathroom and plugged it up in there, and I don't even use my alarm now. I'm getting up on time. So that's one of the rituals that everybody has in common so far. Get up early, get up on time, get up with purpose. Make your bed is just a symbolic way of winning the morning. When you win the morning, you win the day, right? That's a great way to look at it. If you think of it that way, if you get up and you make your bed and you think of it as a chore, oh, it's so early. I'm going to get up. I got to brush my teeth. I got to eat breakfast. We'll do them in that order. I got to make the bed. Really? I can wait. I'm just going to climb back in it tonight. If it's a chore, it's not a nourishing, inspiring ritual. Make it a ritual. Make it a positive anchor. We're going to talk about that, okay? All right, so make your bed. Exercise. Exercise seems to be, across the board, one of the things that all of my mentors that I'm choosing to share with you do. Now, whether you exercise in the morning or exercise at night, it's going to be up to you and your schedule, right? But exercise, taking care of yourself in one way or another, is a good ritual. Now, if you don't exercise in the morning, you can nourish yourself in other ways. I choose to nourish my mind. So by watching my podcast or my videos, or by just listening to them, put them on in the background while you're making breakfast or while you're doing your sit-ups. That's a good way to nourish your mind. I hope I'm one of the people in your life. This is my wish and my goal for us, is that our interaction both nourishes each other and inspires each other to move forward. That's my promise and my wish for our relationship. So I hope I can be that person for you. I like to find podcasts, or I'll stick in Tony Robbins' CDs or whatever it is, and I'll listen to the same thing I've heard 1,000 times over again and motivate myself, because I hear things differently. Everybody does. When you're ready to hear new information or new knowledge from the same type of information or knowledge, it comes to you. It really does. And I really appreciate you being a part of this. All right, so day 3, weed your garden. We talked about that. Get to the end of the month, look back on your month to see what it is that doesn't inspire you and doesn't nourish you, and get rid of it. Okay. The second thing I wanted to touch on today is what physical movement invigorates you. Is it a deep breath? Is it what is it you do physically? Keep it PG on here, okay? But really, if that's what it is, that's what it is. What physical movement invigorates you and gets you moving, get you ready for the day? Make this part of your ritual. It can be a yell, woohoo! I don't know. I'd love for you to share with me so I can get some idea. I know what invigorates me, okay? Just changing my pace, my tone of voice, the facial expressions, the motivation moves through me. I can get excited about anything. I love it. And I've learned to do that because of an anchor. We're going to talk about our anchors, but right now, what physical movement invigorates you? If you don't have one, I can share some with you that everybody uses, okay? One, Tony Robbins uses his breathing. Now, breathing has been used for centuries to make one feel better. Deep breaths and quick breaths, and to calm you down, right? There's a way of breathing, though, that actually can make you stressed. If you do this, it's generally an anchor that tells you, oh, I'm stressed or depressed, and it pushes a button, a nerve, when you expand your lungs like that, that actually tells your brain anxiety exists. Watch. Not an empowering breath, right? breathe from your diaphragm down low into your get that powerful breath. That's one. So deep breathing exercises, invigorating breaths can help change your mindset. They really do. I know as parents, listen, I know as adults, let's do that. And even kids probably, when you see something that just, I can't believe that's happening. Or I'm done with this. I'm done with this. We do that breath automatically, right? We get it moving and it changes our state. Well, you can change the way it changes you. And we're going to talk about that real quick, okay? At the end of this video. Anchors. That's an anchor. So that's an invigorating movement, the breath. Another one is a superhero pose where you stand up, you put your hands on your hip, and you stand with your feet apart, and really tall. The superhero pose, if you do that for 30 seconds, it changes your state. It really does. It's one of those physical things that just changes your state, especially if you're not used to standing up straight and being that person. I tried to do this to my class. As a matter of fact, I'm going to do it again tonight to my class. And it's funny because there are people who find it very uncomfortable to take up that confident space in the area that they're in. They feel, and there's a lot of reasons for this, but some of them feel like they don't deserve that attention or space. Some of them feel like, well, it's just not me. I'd rather be quiet, shy, and reserved in the back. And that's okay. But that's what it is about. It's about changing that state of being. So the superhero pose is a good one. Get up and do it in a mirror. I challenge you. Get up, go to the bathroom, stand in front of the mirror and go, I am here. It is today and today is mine. And whatever it is, take a deep breath. And I'm going to attack the day, not attack. Well, what does life mean to you? Is it a war? Is it a battle? Then you may need to attack the day. If life is a dance, I'm going to put on my dancing shoes and lead this day to the most fun, whatever it is. We'll talk about what life is to you later. But these are rituals that you can do. This is a physical thing that you can do to change your state. Just talking about it has amped me up. It's not the caffeine, I promise. Okay. What does caffeine do to you? We can talk about that another one too. I've got an idea too, as we talk about beliefs, we talk about goals, we talk about rituals. There are other workshops that I have coming up for you, for us, about what nutrition does to your state of being, what nutrition does to your body, and how you can use it to change your state as well. We already do. But we'll get into that later, okay? I'm going to write down so I can remember to tell you how food changes your state. I can mention one to you right now, and you'll know. Chocolate. Okay, we'll come back to that. All right, so let's make sure I'm on track here. Weeding your garden, we talked about. Let's review. Then I'll finish up with anchors. This was what I had planned for you today. Weeding your garden, making sure that the people, the interactions, and the things that you choose to do in your rituals are, one, nourishing you, and two, inspiring you. It's an easy thing to look for, okay? As I review this, I want to share this with you. One of my clients, my friends, she reached out and she said, rituals sound like things to do. They are. Rituals are definitely things to do. How many things do you need in your life to do? That was my add to it, because it dawned on me that I love to give an overabundance of ideas. I'm the guy in my life who loves to learn as much as I can about whatever it is I'm working on. I don't just settle for one or two things if I'm very interested. There are things that pass through me that I'm okay on the surface level just understanding, but understand this. If it's something I'm interested in and something I know is going to empower me and other people, I dig in with all the teeth and I find out as much as I can. And in return, I have a tendency to give a ton of information, give as much as I can. And in doing so, I know, I've learned that I overwhelm people. If you've been with me a little while, you know that to be true. And all you got to do is find the ones that you like. So in the process of setting a ritual and creating things that you need to do, keep it simple. Pick 1, 2, 3, 5. Yesterday, I asked you to pick your top two. Okay, I have not heard from anybody yet. Wait, I heard from Jason Weimer. He sent me a picture of the Spice Girls and the teacher from Cobra Kai from Karate Kid. Jason Weimer must believe that his ritual is, it said, if you want to be my lover, sweep the leg. Not sure how that plays in, but Mr. Weimer, I'll look into it. Okay. Anyway, just a little laughter. What were your top two? Send them to me. Let me know. I'm very interested. Okay. I need some interaction here. I'm feeling lonely. Actually, I'm not feeling lonely. Weeding your garden. End of the month, get rid of what doesn't nourish you. Understand this, and it's a harsh thing to understand, but I'm going to say it again. Not everybody deserves your attention. Not everybody deserves your time. Is that a harsh thing to say? If I say yes, that means I set a paradigm that what I'm speaking is not a comfortable truth. So what I'm going to tell you now is some people would consider that a harsh statement. I have practiced long and hard trying to help and teach everyone. Trust me when I say this. For me, it doesn't turn out right. It doesn't. It creates struggles and strife and unnecessary hardships in the lives of my direct associations that don't need to be there. Okay? If I try to help one person of 10, I have done my 10 an injustice, especially if I practice the art of weeding the garden and I create an environment for everybody that I come into contact with, that I associate with, that I share with. If I create an environment of nourishment and inspiration and I try to help one that poisons the well, I've done an injustice. Does that make sense? So I have to remember this, and I'm going to put it, make my signs. I have two to make. Make my signs. Not everyone deserves my attention. The other one is you're always on camera. It's something I used to put on stage all the time, and it curbs the way I act on stage. If I remember, I see the sign that says always on camera. I did it in the 80s, just an AOC. And whenever I saw the AOC, it anchored my mind to remember, behave. Okay, especially if it's a family show. I know, right, Sarah? Okay, so what physical movement invigorates you is number two. And let's move on, and we'll move past this, and we'll be done with this today. What physical movement invigorates you? Find it. Please tell me what it is. I want to know. I've got 3 or 4 that I totally understand. I'm not sure if I understand exactly what physical movement invigorates me. I can tell you this: by sitting up straight, making a point, and talking with my hands and being outwardly happy and moving from love, those physical movements invigorate me. Which ones do it for you? I talked about the superhero pose. I challenge you to do that. And today you can bet my class is going to do it. Watch. If they see this, they won't show up, especially Mr. Volwinkle. You better get in here, Mr. Volwinkle. We'll have fun watching the kids do it. And then breathing. Breathing has always been a great way to invigorate yourself, like water and breath. Something we need, we want, we can share. Okay. Can we share? You know what I mean? This takes practice. Okay. When you start to set your rituals, don't be upset that you stumble along the way. This, like anything else, takes practice. It takes momentum. Remember, I said the difference between a ritual and a routine is a ritual is done with purpose, intent. Every action that you do has intent and a purpose and mindful action behind it. You don't just go through life and expect that to be a ritual. Is there a correlation? Yes, and this is how it blends, okay? Once you choose one ritual, just one, I want you to practice it for a week with mindfulness. I want you to give it so much magic and so much power with thought behind every time you do it. Okay, your ritual of making the bed. When you make the bed, it sounds simple, but get up. You know, I'm assuming you've done your dreams, you've done your gratitude statement, and you're up and you're out of your bed and you're moving forward. You're moving to the next process, okay? As you make the bed, smile. Smile. And know that you're winning the morning. You've Changed a pattern that you've had maybe for years to a successful habit. That anchor, that feeling of success, you have to put it in. The bed's not going to give it to you. You're not going to make the bed. The bed's going to say, woo, all right, good job. No, no, no. You make the bed with the conscious effort that this is helpful. This is inspiring. Look at this. I can do this. And by day 6 of doing it, even if you flub up and like you make it one day and you don't the next, then you start over and the next day is day 1. By the time you get to day 6, it's going to be such a normal activity that now it's a habit. I can't remember the days. I believe it takes 30 days to create a new habit and 60 days to break a bad. So don't look at it as a bad habit of not making your bed. Change the new habit into making your bed. It's quicker, it's easier. But don't make it just an action. Make it a purposeful idea. That's a ritual. And every time you do it, as much as you can, you think, you get into it when it becomes a habit. Let's say 2 months from now, you get up and you make your bed, and you don't even have to think about it anymore. The anchor, the stimulation that you put on top of it will automatically start moving you. You won't even have to think about this success anymore. It's a built-in feeling when you make that bed. You might even get to the doorway in your room and stop, turn around, look at that nicely made bed and how it makes your room and go, I remember when I didn't make my bed. And look at me now. Do you understand? That's an anchor. That's how a ritual can become a routine, a habit. After about 30 days of doing your 2 or 3 rituals and they become your habits, you no longer have to try, and it doesn't take a lot of work after the work has been done. So for the student, the client who asked me, rituals sound like a lot of things to do. Yes, anything worth having is worth working for. Put the time in now. It will build and perpetuate itself. The momentum is contagious. The momentum is power, and it's yours. All you got to do is start working toward it. Is it a lot to do? It can be if you let it overwhelm you. Why? Because I give you a ton of stuff. What were your 2 top rituals from yesterday? Share them with me. And I'm pointing my finger again, Desi, because I'm adamantly making a statement. Share them with me. I want to see them. If you're not sharing them with me, you're not doing it. Okay? Well, that's not the truth, but if I say it, maybe it'll drive you to share with me. And you can do it in private. Share it with me in private. All right. Course of action that leads to our own interest. Yep. Make sure that every time you do something like a ritual, that it is in your own best interest. Don't start the day doing things just because other people need you to do them or other people want you to do them. I know as parents, we get to get up and we get to take care of our children. That's a choice. That's even if you had your child by accident. Oops, here we go. We got a kid. I don't know how that happens, but you have a child or 5 and you get up and you make them breakfast and you make them lunch and you get them ready for school. That can be a ritual, a successful ritual. If you succeed in sending your children off in a positive state of mind, even, I don't want to go to school. Did you do your homework? You can police them to death. Did you do this? Did you do that? That should have been done the night before. Okay. Or you can send them off. Please have a great day. Make it count. This is your day. Come back and tell me exactly what you learned today. I hope you get to see your friend today. These are wonderful things you can do as a parent and make them a successful ritual. And then when they're gone, if they're the first thing you get to take care of in the morning, now guess whose turn it is. And if you need to get right to work after that, I suggest you wake up earlier. How do you get up earlier? Go to bed earlier and go to sleep. But the kids won't go to bed. Yes, they will. Okay? They learn from their paradigms that you set for them. If they're teenagers, it's too late. I'm sorry. I'm just kidding. You got this. All right. I love you. I think that's everything for the day. How can a ritual become a habit, and how can that habit empower you? Put the magic in early. Do the work early and let it carry you forward. The momentum is power, and power becomes your friend. All right. Wow, that was a good one. I love you. Give me some feedback. If you like the videos, do me a favor. Do me a huge favor. Share them. Let's grow this audience, please. And hit the like button if you like it. If you don't like them, tell me what I can do better. Hey Jim, or hey, I don't like the cowboy hat. Too bad. Hey Jim, slow down a little bit. Okay, I understand that. Hey Jim, I'd like to talk about this. Good. Let me know. All right, you guys. I love you. I hope you started your day with a great ritual. If you're looking for ideas, follow us. Day 4 is coming up. We'll see you tomorrow. Tomorrow is Thursday. It'll be about the same time tomorrow, about 6:30, if that's okay with you. It depends. I'll try 6 or 6:30, depending on what my morning schedule looks like. If I choose to help the black belt candidate first, it will be 8 a.m. But it will be on here, I promise you. All right. I love you. Love each other. And yeah, I think we're doing good. So, the picture real quick. I know the 3 dragons that I put on the opening picture, look at them closely. They're a kung fu lesson that represent past, present, and future. And I can talk about how that works in kung fu. As a matter of fact, I'm going to start upping my martial arts videos on here, but how that pertains to your forms and your katas and your everyday life when you tell stories. All right, on your mark, get set. Nobody wants to go. Well, on your mark, get set, do something. See ya.